Well, I don't know if you heard it right, but many female matchmaking coaches have been quitting their job because of the unrealistic expectations of the women that they're working with. So let's listen as this woman tells us, she couldn't take it anymore.
Single women who are over 50 years old who have been reaching out to me for wife coaching tips, I'm no longer taking them. Don't pay the money through my website because I'm just going to refund it to you. I've had a couple of experiences this week, and here's why.
And note that she's talking about overage women at this point, right? So let's see the expectations that these type of women would be having.
Most of you, not all, but 99% of the women who are 53 and older, specifically 53, 55, 57, 59, 61, 64, in those age brackets, have been the most challenging for me to coach because the standards are unrealistically high.
This is exactly what I spoke about before. As a woman gets older, even though her value to the opposite sex is decreasing, her own standards increase because women are hypergamous and they always seek to date up.
I get that you're old school and I get that your mom raised you to only interact with gentlemen, but most of the men who do all of the stuff that you're wanting are dead, or they're not looking for 55 or 57-year-old women. There are some younger men who do that. You don't want an old man because he can't perform in bed. Well, the younger men don't want an older woman because some of you have arthritis, some of you have missing teeth, you have gray hair, you have grandkids. Like, you got to be realistic and balanced in your thinking. So listen. The other thing is these social media dating sites or whatever you call these things, I've seen modernized female whores in those sites, meeting strange men, having sex with them. You don't know them. And I'm talking about women of God. You've got to make some shifts and some changes in how you think and how you process if you want to be married. Now, if you just want to be somebody's jump off and you just want to be somebody's cougar, or somebody's
Well, it's funny, right? Because this is the, day and age we're living in because of the combination of social media. But again, these women are older, so perhaps social media wouldn't even play as big of a part as it would with a younger woman. But definitely what did play a part for women who would be 50 now is media. Not social media, but mass media before, always pumping into women in the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s, telling women, you don't need a man, you don't need a man, you don't need a man. So they don't act like they need a man. And then they don't attract, a man, right? So then what happens is they find themselves older and then they're struggling and scrambling to find a guy, but they're not, even though they're struggling and scrambling, their energy and their standards don't reflect that. So they have even higher standards than a woman who wasn't scrambling. It's very interesting. But these unrealistic standards have caused many dating coaches to literally quit. So there's a femininity coach called April Mason. She said after 10 years of helping women in this area, it's time to move on. I've had dozens of success stories from women who are now married, engaged, or dating high caliber men. My track record speaks for itself. However, the majority that come to me have unrealistic expectations. The selfishness, fake everything, think they should be chosen because they have a vagina and good looks. The entitlement just mean not knowing the difference between being a woman and a wise woman, and will fight you to be strong, not knowing how to be versus do. Thinking being a feminine woman is weak or a pick-me, whatever that is. Placing the blame and not taking responsibility or accountability for the choices that they made in men. Being disagreeable, defensive, argumentative about everything. Always finding something to nitpick about, looking for perfection. And, she goes on. And this is the thing, right? Women are more idealistic, men are more realistic. So for us, we understand what we're able to get and what we're not able to get, simply because we have to go through rejection as we try to get what we want. So if you're not a guy who's particularly, let's say you're a short guy, you're out of shape, you don't have anything going for you, you're not going to live in delusion and say, I'm a 10, so I deserve a 10. It's just not going to happen. But women are allowed to just basically do that. They can basically be not valuable to the person or the type of, the audience that they want, yet still claim that they require value. And then they do it from such an egotistic, selfish standpoint. So they are in their toxic expression of their womanly traits. That's why you see the selfishness coming in. So, for example, women are supposed to receive, but then when they're not empowered, when they're not healthy, it becomes selfish. Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't come to be a reciprocal thing. Or, for example, she says, will fight you to be strong. Well, many women by the mass media were programmed to think they need to be strong and independent, which is not the formula most of the time to attract a man. So, yeah, the fact that even female dating coaches are quitting the game shows you why many men are quitting the game, because they're not interested in dealing with this stuff. So when women have to deal with this stuff through the form of, even lesbians or bisexual women experience this, or let's say through dating matchmakers, when they have to deal with women, they see what the men have to deal with, right? And then in this next clip, we'll see as this woman who is 60 is actually being the personification and the example of everything that we just said before. You know, the standards are so high that she's not going, you know what, at this point, maybe I should lower them.
But the question is, when do you settle? When do you compromise? Or do you at all? As for me, I've been single a pretty long time. Never thought it would be this long. I have to admit, when I got divorced a long time ago, it was a little arrogant.
There, and we literally start with it right there. She was thinking, oh, the grass is going to be greener. She did not appreciate what she had. So she divorced thinking she could get better, because women are hypergamous. But what they do is they couple their hypergamous nature with unrealistic expectations. And then we get this.
I was in my mid-30s, and I knew I was a good catch. Good woman, educated, great career, amazing mom, and I was a great wife. Cook, clean, do all that. So I kind of was a little arrogant and thought, oh, it's no problem. I'm going to be married in 2 to 3 years. Well, it's been a long, long time. And honestly, not even gotten close. And so sometimes, you know, like a lot of women in my situation that I've talked to, that you ask yourself, well, when do you give up? When do you give up on finding the one? Or do you? As for me, I go back and forth. Sometimes I go, well, I just need to be with Mr. Right Now. Doesn't give me butterflies, but he's a good man. He's nice. He likes me.
See, and now what is happening is she's being disappointed because she has to come down from this fantastical, mythical, perfectionist or perfect idea of a man that she had that was driven through media and society, you know, and her own unrealistic expectations.
Don't have much in common, but he calls, so I talk to him. Or sometimes you've got the one that gives you butterflies, but you know he's unreliable and not dependable. He's broke. You got to take him out to dinner. We've all done that. Those are never sustaining long-term relationships. So the question is, do you compromise? Well, where I am right now today, I'm going to say no. I'm not going to compromise. I'm waiting. I'm going to stay optimistic. It gets hard staying optimistic this long, but I'm going to stay optimistic.
She's optimistic with delusion. That's what she is, optimistically delusional. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I'm going to not compromise. There's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong with being delusional. And she's not understanding what she wants may not exist. So if 30 years of singlehood can't teach you that, then perhaps nothing can. And to be honest, she probably isn't a good fit for a relationship if she's not able to, you know, literally live in reality. And it's unfortunate because if she does want companionship, this is a woman that's most likely gonna end her days alone. But this is literally what happens with the mindset that we're seeing with women who are modernized, because it's not all women, some women are still traditional, but modernized women have this mindset, and you can expect for this case to happen in the millions. This is what's going to happen. Millions of women are going to have the same mindset, and they're going to suffer the same consequences. It's sad, but it's going to happen. It is what it is. Anyway, I want to know what you think, so comment down below, let Reemus know, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.